All right, good Wednesday evening, everybody. David Paul here in the KHOU 11 Weather Center, tropical update time. And overall, things are quiet. There is a little thunderstorm action in the southern Gulf we'll take a look at. We have, I'm going to look at the update of CSU's forecast outlook for the number of storms for the season as we move forward. Just to set your bearings, so far we've had one tropical storm, Arthur. The swirl, the remnant surface swirl of what was Tropical Storm Arthur actually hit Houston, Galveston. So we've had a hit. We got hit by Arthur, direct hit. But we had a breezy, partly sunny day. We did have winds gusting on the coast to 60 in Galveston. But again, there was very little rainfall. That had all been displaced by the upper level winds. So it was a very strange system that hit us, but technically, yeah, we got hit by Tropical Storm Arthur here in Houston, Galveston, and so since then nothing's happened, and I don't expect anything to pop up here really for the rest of the month. Things may be quite quiet. That has a lot to do with the dust, which we'll look at as well. This is the update from CSU. Back in April, they were forecasting 13 named storms. Now they're forecasting 9. Normal is 14. So what do you do with that information? Really nothing. You just put it down and take it one day at a time. And this is why. So, storm count. If I told you that we were going to have, say, 19 named storms this season alone, we're going to have 19 storms, you would probably be concerned with so many storms we might be impacted by one of them, maybe take a direct hit. What if I told you that for the next 3 years in a row, we're going to have 19 storms this year, 19 storms next year, 19 storms the following year? You would probably plan that at least at one point in the next 3 hurricane seasons, we're going to take a hit. Well, that scenario actually happened, 2010, 2011, 2012. Every one of those years had 19 named storms. And not only did Houston, Galveston not get hit by one directly, we didn't get a drop of rain from any of them. We had 57 named storms and didn't get one drop of rain out of any of them. Yet back in 1983, we had a total of 4 storms that entire season, and we got hit by the Cat 3 hurricane, which was Alicia in that year. So storm count, forecast, outlook, I see it, you see it, doesn't matter. Just prepare as if something's going to hit us this year. Plan for the worst, hope for the best, and that's what we do every year. That's just kind of the price you pay by living on the Gulf Coast here. This is the anniversary, by the way, of Houston taking a direct hit from Cat 1 Hurricane Beryl. Cat 1 knocked out power to 3 million of us. Let's look at the life cycle of this. So Beryl's name has been retired. We won't see it again. That is because right in this section of the Caribbean, on Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024, it became the earliest Cat 5 in Atlantic history. Max winds at 165 miles an hour, sustained. And as it was building up to that, it absolutely ripped through the island. I believe it's Antigua, and they had significant damage, just devastated the island nation there. So because of that and because of its history, the earliest Atlantic Cat 5 in history, we have retired the name Beryl. That was on the 2nd of July. As we went into July 5th, it went in as a major hurricane right near Cancun, Cozumel, and then weakened to a tropical storm. But at this point, we weren't sure if this was going to rapidly intensify once getting back over the Gulf or stay a weak storm. A stronger storm would tend to take a more northerly track. A weaker storm would tend to go further to the south and west. But it was kind of a split decision on the modeling. What ended up happening was it became a stronger system and turned north and then hit here as a Category 1 hurricane on this day, July the 8th, 2024, 2 years ago. Knocked out power to 3 million households, businesses, and that was just a Cat 1. Max winds 85 at landfall. I think we had gusts to 65, maybe 1 or 2 gusts to near 70 in Harris County. Minimal hurricane force. So this wasn't a big one, and 3 million without power. Just food for thought. At some point, we're going to get another major, Cat 3 or above, like we did in '83 with Alicia. And at that point, we will have millions without power, and it may go on for months until we can get that one cleaned up. That'll be a big one. when it happens. Hadn't happened for a long time. What's going on out there right now? You know, yesterday at this time we were looking at this thunderstorm cluster here. It's still here in the southern Gulf, the Bay of Campeche. But diving into it, surface winds show no sign of any type of surface development. Hurricane Center sees it. They're looking at it as well. They don't see any development here. So for the moment, not showing any development. That's the kind of thing, though, that can overnight all of a sudden be like, oh, now we have a spot with a chance for development. So that's the type of spot that you need to keep an eye on. That's why I ask you to check the tropics once a day, every day, so we don't get caught off guard. But looking at that and looking at the rest of the open Atlantic, Hurricane Center says no development expected for the next 7 days. Continue to take it one day at a time with us. Dust absolutely dominates the Atlantic basin. Dust will inhibit tropical storm development. The forecast brings a little bit of dust in here, a little bit of light haze tomorrow and Friday, and maybe a lot more in the way of thicker haze going into early next week. But that is going to be mitigated early next week, Monday, Tuesday, by a significant chance for rain in Houston and across the southeast United States. We'll look at that in just a second. We look at the models now, as we do, the Euro and the American model. What we're looking for would be something that looks like this, but in this region. That would be something that could threaten Houston. And we don't see that today. Moving forward, we don't see it through tomorrow. Again, we're watching this area right here. Through Monday, nothing. This is forecast to become a strong hurricane, well off the Pacific coast of Mexico, but nothing in our region. We go into Tuesday, Wednesday the 15th, Thursday the 16th. We go into Friday, Saturday. You can see the hurricane sitting out here off the Baja, but nothing indicated here over the area that we would be concerned with. So we stay quiet for the next 8-10 days on the modeling as well. This is what I wanted to end with this evening. Wetter than normal across the southeast United States. So what's about to happen is going into the weekend and early next week, we're actually going to have a frontal boundary, a cold front, if you will, come down and just park itself right here. So that acts as a focusing mechanism for rain. We'll have deeper tropical moisture coming off the Gulf at that time. That is the setup for widespread rain and thunder. This is the outlook for July 14th through the 18th, so going into next week. Next week, especially the first part of it, may be very wet, and we will take a closer look at that incoming wet weather forecast on our next live broadcast. That's KHOU 11 News at 10 o'clock. We'll see you then.